Hey guys, how's it going? Well, I just got this radio in. It's a 2500 and it is 136 to 174 VHF Model 3. It's a really good radio. So now I've got a 6-pack. All these radios, with the exception of that one, is FPP. And that one is going to be going off next week to get the FPP. This radio, I paid very little for it, and it came with features I didn't think it would come with, and I was pleasantly surprised. Actually, for the price that I paid for this radio, I actually didn't expect it to come. That's why I said, you know, it was kind of sketchy. I didn't really trust this guy very much. But I ran it through NCIC. It came up clean, and this radio is really nice. It's a 2500, and it is an R. It says 2500 on it. When you take, it did come with. It didn't come with the, I put a side contact dust cover on it, but it did come with this, which is the remote speaker mic back to it. That's really nice to have. Anyway, it came with an impressed battery too, which was really nice. It's got the gas plug, it's got the vents, and most importantly, it's got the tags. It's a BN model. And it's got a couple really cool things on it. And I haven't been able to actually demonstrate too much with, you know, the screen's in real good shape. I can't see a mark on it, but it came with a couple of really cool things. It's encrypted, and it's dual encrypted.
PD1.
It also came with channel announcement already loaded up.
PD2. PD3.
Okay, now I've heard people say that that have channel announcement that you can't alter the volume of the channel announcement when you turn the volume knob. Well, on this you can.
PD2. PD1. PD2.
You can turn it up and you can turn it down. I don't know why people.
PD1.
I don't know why people say that you can't. Maybe this is just a radio that you can do it on. Maybe it's just the 5000s that do that. If you know, let me know. But hell, channel announcement's pretty damn nice. You know, if all these 2500s do it, it's a real bitch to get channel announcement. And if I change any of these channel designations, it's got a lot of zones loaded into it. I mean, tons. And you know, it's just got a lot of zones in it, and it just goes on and on and on. It's got 6 zones in it, and you know, 16 times 6, you know, that's a lot of channels. Don't exactly know what this guy really needed that many channels for, but you know, I mean, maybe in his area he just had. In my area, you know, I don't use more than really 2 zones. I mean, 2 zones, I'm topped out. I really, you know, I'll use 2 zones, and then I'll use a zone for mirrors, which only gives me about 6 channels anyway. So you know, I mean, doesn't give me much, but. Yeah, all these zones are channel announcement, and it actually sounds like a dispatcher on some of these.
Sheriff's Office 6. Montana Highway Patrol. department to fire department. Blue. Police department. Black. LTAC 1. LTAC 2.
You hear that in the background? Those voices?
LTAC 1. Black.
Right here.
LTAC 1. LTAC 2.
There. Sounds like a guy's in the background.
LTAC 1.
An LTAC 2.
LTAC 2.
You hear that?
MC Com. MC Ops.
And you just go up the zones and, you know, it goes on. But I went ahead.
MC Ops. LTAC 2.
Okay, I don't know where exactly I'm at on this.
PD 1.
What I've done is I've just pretty much loaded it up. I did try to get, it's not FPP enabled. It does have Q53, it doesn't have Q52. When you turn on the radio and you put it into service mode, you can see right here, secure version, KG1 DESOFB, KGT2 DSXL. These encryption, the encryption, I believe, Code told me these are actually the encryptions in the keyboard, which makes these radios with encryption, the 2500s, real rare to come by. And so I've got dual encryption on this radio. And what's really cool, you know, I've told you I really don't use encryption that much, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to keep the encryption on here, because if the encryption board is that rare, I might just pull the board, well, have Code pull the board, because I don't have the chops to do it, but and sell the board. But you can see this icon here. That's triggered by the button down at the bottom here. That turns the encryption off. That turns the encryption on. So let me turn on a VHF 5000. Okay, let me go back up. I'm up in the mirrors. Even though this says PD1, I did this over my lunch break, and I was in a hurry to get back, and I just did it just to see just to make sure that the damn thing transmitted. It did take to the CPS fine. It worked fine. But let's see here. Let's see if we can get turn the volume up.
Mirror check, mirror check.
So you can see that.
Mirror check, mirror check.
Now, when you go to push the encryption on, when you key the mic, mirror check, mirror check, mirror check. That's what you get when you get encryption. Sorry about your speakers. I'm not going to buy you new ones. But that's what you get when you're talking on an encrypted channel. You get this noise. So really, you can hear what I'm saying. You can hear what's coming out. That's what a scanner's going to hear, is that racket. So then to turn it off, push the button, and it works fine. You know, I mean, it's very cool. And I still need to go into the CPS and work with it a little bit, because I just didn't have time to dick with it. But turns out to be a great radio. The encryption is something that that really works well. You know, that's what you hear. That's all you hear when you're talking on an encrypted channel, which is very, very cool. But at the same time, I don't use encryption. Anybody who listens to me is, you know, going to fall asleep. You know, I mean, the conversations that go on my radios don't have any, you know, I'm not a James Bond kind of guy. I mean, you know, this is just pretty much, you know, radio to radio, and, you know, what do you need? Bring this here, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, if you're wanting an encrypted radio, a board like this, or a radio with a board like this, would be very, very nice. And it's nice that you can turn this on and off. And on the 3000s, you usually go up through the concentric switch. But this does just what it's supposed to, and really makes. And it's, you know, I mean, it comes out crystal clear until you turn it on encrypted. And that's what you get. So, you know, I mean, encryption it does have its place. But I'm already 11 minutes into this. I don't want to go too much further. But yeah, it's real good. You know, real good radio. I'm going to probably send this one off. I'll probably be giving you a call this weekend. Probably won't be tonight, but I've got several things I got to do. But I am going to get this radio in this week, and then I'm going to probably get this one in and have a firmware upgrade done to it to where I can get it to FPP. Because, I mean, it does have Q53, which is FPP and radio cloning, but if it doesn't have FPP government, Q52, you need a special attachment, which is like a key. It's called the dongle, and I don't want to dick with those. I mean, JT1000s, you know, they've made them with and without dongles, with keys. You know, you need to put a special damn thing on the back or on the side to get it to work. I hate JT1000s. I won't own a JT1000. They're RS driven. They're not digital. You know, they just suck. You know, I don't know why anybody would buy those. And not only that, their screens, they've had so many problems with the screens that, you know, I mean, they're a mess. But anyway, nice 6-pack of 2500s, and then I've got 4, well, out of the 2500s, I've got 2 in UHF. One is this one here is an 8 meg. That's a good thing. That's one very good thing about it. I just need to get the firmware upgrade, or I need to get the flash, and when I get the flash, I'm sure I need a firmware upgrade. But you know, that's good, and I'll get it aligned and, you know, get all that. But I do like this channel announcement. If anybody knows, and if you know, if that channel announcement can be turned down on a 5000, I would almost, you know, be willing to go through the hell of, you know, transferring voice files onto it, because that's pretty damn nice. I mean, it really is. You know, I mean, if the volume can be, if the volume can be.
SO dispatch. Montana Highway Patrol.
You know, if you can turn down the volume and turn it up, and
Police Department too.
That's not bad. If you've got that on your belt, and especially if you're using a remote speaker mic, the channel announcement's pretty damn nice. And if you're, you know, if you're
UM Police Department
on the fire, you know, if you're on a fire call, and, you know, you've got, well, chances are if you're on a fire call, I don't know, you know, you probably, I actually don't know if they use earpieces or not. If they don't, they probably should. But at the same time, those would probably get in the way of a lot of things. But I haven't really run into anybody that's used used earpieces on their radios who work fire, work for the fire department. But then again, I don't know. I mean, some people just they don't mention it. So they very well could. And you guys can tell me. There's a few of you guys who watch these ridiculously long, pointless videos, and I mean, you could probably tell me if this
PD1.
if you guys do use earpieces, because I'm kind of curious about that. But nonetheless, when you have that on your belt and you've got that facing away from it and you don't have top display, an APX does. These don't. An XTS5000 has at least an illuminated display. These don't. That's one thing Motorola, that's that, and the fact that you can't you can only hook like a GPS Commander 2 mic. Those are two weaknesses in these radios that I don't like. Those are the main two weaknesses of these radios. The rest of them, these radios work every bit as good as an XTS5000. Just straight out. They work as good as an XTS5000. They're more compact. They're lighter, especially if you get a smaller battery. If you get a heavy battery, they're going to be heavy. Just simple as that. But, I mean, compared to an XTS5000, the size and the weight, I mean, it may not look like it, but you carry one around on your belt all day, and you'll know the difference when you take it off. But at the same time, I love XTS5000s, and, I love the way they look, I love the way they're designed, and an XTS2500 is, it is what it is, and I actually like them a lot. I call them quick carries because that's just what they are. You grab them and you go. And when you've got FPP, hell, I mean, it's just so easy to turn it on. If you go into a different area, you punch in the numbers, you edit it, you punch in the numbers, okay, scroll over, you punch in the RX, PL, DPL, all that stuff. You just go through it, you name the channel, and you're done. And you're in business. You're working. You're hooked up to whatever channel you need to be on. So FPP to me is the reason to get FPP. You go to program one of these radios, a 5000, or you go to program any radio with the CPS of a 5000 or a 2500, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. I don't care who you talk to, it's going to be a pain in the ass. I've done it, and I've done it with, I've used the Wara series, you've seen all the different radios that I've used. Out of all those radios, these take the longest to program because they're on like an Excel spreadsheet. You got to go down through the zones, and they're just a bitch. And when you've got FPP, you bypass all that. But that's awful cool. I like that, and I like the dual encryption. I never thought it would come with that. I was just real surprised. Actually, I didn't think it was going to come with anything. I didn't think the radio was actually going to show up. I got such a good deal on this radio, it's just insane. But it's not hot. It's been run through NCIC, and it's a very good radio. And evidently, the gamble paid off, but I'm not much of a gambler, and I could have lost on this one, and fortunately I didn't. So it turned out to be a good deal. And I've had a couple, I had a 5000 deal that was Model 2 fall through. I'm glad it did. I'm still working through the Resolution Center or PayPal get the money back from the bastard, but they are covering it. So you know, you take the good with the bad and hope for the best. And but yeah, I've got a 6-pack now, and that one's going to need a firmware upgrade. It's got 8 megs. It won't need much more, but a firmware upgrade and well, hell, a firmware upgrade and flash to FPP, and with dual encryption on a 2500. That's so rare that especially the way that encryption is in the radio, it's different than an XTS5000 or an XTS3000. It's in the keyboard section, and I don't know that much about it, but I believe what Co tells me, and they're special radios, so it's good. It's a good thing. It is missing that top label, but you know, I mean, not bad at all. And I did go with the stubbies on a few of these. I'm running low on cash, so I'm kind of, you know, I've got about, I don't know, 10 VHF long antennas, and you know what I really need is about 5 UHF long antennas that are like this. You know, they're only $10 a piece, but you know, that adds up. And I'm not gonna put an order into Wiscom, you know, for 1 or, you know, for 2 with their shipping. I mean, you know, if I'm gonna order them, I'm gonna order them all at once, because their shipping's a lot cheaper if I do that. I'm a tight bastard when it comes to that. I mean, you know, shipping and stuff like that, that stuff adds up. But a good deal on these radios, and good radios altogether. Damn, 20 minutes in, I cannot make a short video. You know, I'm sorry about that, but that's just the way it is. I suck at making videos, but I'm trying to at least, you know, if you watch them, you can watch them or not, I don't care, but you know, the ones who are diehard and the ones who are watching them, thanks for watching them, because they make the cussing. And believe me, there's a lot of cussing when it comes to uploading these things and shooting these things. It makes it worth it. So, you know, that's really, you know, really the reason I do that, and you know, kind of turn people on to stuff that I've come across. And that's a real nice radio. I'm glad to get that in. Some of these are going to be sold, not the 5000s. These 5000s I'm keeping, and I'm not letting them go. I'm just going to be real greedy with these 5000s. But the 2500s, I am going to sell a couple of them, and they're going to be UHFs. But that one with the KG, the one with the dual encryption, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I may keep it, I may sell it. I'll probably keep it and sell the other two. But they're not going to go cheap. These radios have all had a lot of work done to them, and they've been aligned. They've been everything's been done right and professionally, and that equals money. And the housings are brand new on them, and the alignments and the flash upgrades and the firmware updates to get radios that are, you know, 100% solid. It costs money, and you know, I mean, you can take your chances with a radio on eBay, or you can get a radio that's already, you know, gone through the gauntlet of you get what you pay for, pretty much. And sometimes you get lucky, and I got lucky on that one. The channel announcement's good. If you guys know if these 5000s, actually, if you can turn that channel announcement down, hell, I'd fuss with the voice files and put them in all these radios if I could control the volume on them. Somebody said that, you know, I think there was a guy on Bat Labs, and I don't get on Bat Labs because I can't get through the damn registration process, but I read somewhere about a guy on Bat Labs not being able to get into his radio, or maybe it was Radio Reference. He couldn't, he was like going down a hallway and the bad guys were on the other side of the wall or something, and his channel announcement went off and he couldn't turn it down. And I just thought, well, that's kind of weird. But, you know, I mean, if that's the case, you know, I don't want to dick with it. I mean, I want to be able to turn volumes down when I have to. But, you know, I mean, I'm not putting my life in peril or anything. But, you know, I mean, if you can turn the volume down on channel announcement, I think it's a good thing. I don't see anything wrong with it. Later on, guys, take it easy. Sorry it's so long, but, you know, that's just the way I shoot shit. Take it easy, guys. Later on.